Chapter 41. You bully people too much. You bully us ordinary people because you have money and power. Come and see, Miss Sue is bullying people. Delia wouldn't wipe David's clothes, she couldn't get over that hurdle in her heart. David has always been obedient to her, licking dogs, but now she is suddenly asked to bow to David, she can't do it. At this time, Delia pretended to be weak, hoping to get the pity and help of the people around her. Snapped. Just when Delia wanted to seek help from the people around her, Sonya stepped forward and slapped Delia without any hesitation. What nonsense, I'll let you wipe it off now, Sonya said to Delia in an unquestionable tone. Delia covered her face and looked at the crowd around her, but no one helped out, and she was even a little timid. She had already left in a hurry and did not dare to stay any longer. The helpless Delia looked at Sonya's cold look, she could only take out a tissue, walked slowly to David, and squatted down to wipe the saliva off David's clothes. David looked down at Delia with a sneer on his face, but just when Delia was about to wipe it off for David, David avoided it. Delia was stunned for a moment, then looked up at David. I'm afraid your hands will stain my clothes. After David finished speaking, he wiped it off with a tissue. You. Delia's chest heaved angrily, she didn't know how to refute. Let's go. David took Sonya's hand and strode out of the mall. Delia looked at the backs of the two, her whole body was shaking with anger. She gritted her teeth and said, David, you ba 5 tard, I will never let you go. But David had already walked out of the mall and couldn't hear it. You're quite saucy today. It doesn't match your identity as the eldest lady of the Sue family. If this is spread out, it won't affect you well. Walking out of the mall, David looked at Sonya and said, I don't care if she's good or not, I get angry when I see that Delia. Sonya gritted her teeth, and her face was still angry, but then she looked at David, are you scared by me? No. David smiled and shook his head, when you show off your power, it's quite tasteful. Since you like it, then I'll be angry with you every day, right? Sonya turned her eyes. Don't, David waved his hands again and again, and immediately changed the subject and asked, where are you taking me by dressing me up like this? Today, there is a big banquet at our Regal Hotel, and all the people of Horendel will be present. I heard that the conditions for participating are very strict, and they are not allowed to bring their families, but this is in our own hotel. I don't need an invitation. Bring you in, so that you can get acquainted with the famous people in Horendel. Sonya was not selling a lawsuit, and followed David truthfully. After David heard it, he was a little bit dumbfounded. Wen held a big banquet for him, and now Sonya wanted to sneak him in. What are you laughing at? What I said is true, and this time the ancient banquet was held to introduce a friend to the big brothers in Horendel. Now they are all guessing who this ancient friend is. Do you know how many people want to attend this banquet, but don't have the qualifications and opportunities at all? If the banquet is not held at the Regal Hotel, I have no chance to bring you in, so you have to behave well. Sonya followed David and exhorted. Okay, I'll do well. David smiled. He didn't tell Sonya the truth, he just wanted to surprise her. Before he knew it, David could also feel the change in his heart towards Sonya. Although neither of the two said anything, there were some things that he could feel, tacitly aware of it. Chapter 42. Horendel Hospital. Xiao Yan hurried over, threw a suit to Jordan and said, put your clothes on and follow me. Dad, I'm recovering, where should I go? Jordan asked with a puzzled look. Take you to a banquet. Xiao Yan said. Don't go, my arm is broken, and I am recovering from the injury. What kind of banquet are you attending? When Jordan heard this, he immediately lost interest. He has attended a lot of banquets, nothing more than eating and drinking, touting each other, and wearing a suit very cautiously, he is not willing to go. You ba 5 tard, do you know who held the banquet this time? It's ancient. The whole of Horendel has gone. You show me well this time. In the future, the Xiao family's property will be handed over to you, don't lose me. Xiao Yan slapped Jordan's head and said. When he heard that it was an ancient banquet, Jordan didn't dare to say anything, and hurriedly changed his clothes, but he broke an arm, and Jordan himself couldn't change it at all. Where's your girlfriend? Where did she go when she's not here to take care of you? Let her change it for you. At 11 o'clock at the Regal Hotel, don't be late for me. I have other things to do. After Xiao Yan finished speaking, he left. Jordan looked at the time and didn't dare to delay. He called Delia back directly. At 10:30 at noon, the entire Regal Hotel was full of luxury cars, and people with dignity in the political and business circles arrived early. They greeted each other one by one, then took the invitations in their hands and walked into the hotel one after another. However, those accompanying family members could only wait outside the hotel. The reason why Gu Wenchen only invited the helmsman of each family or department for this banquet was to reduce the number of people at the banquet. He was afraid that there would be too many people and it would make a mess, and David was annoyed. Jordan also came with one arm on his back, while Delia supported him. Seeing so many bigwigs at the scene, Delia's heart almost jumped out of excitement. You stand here for me, don't make trouble for me, this time it's not ordinary people. Xiao Yan exhorted Jordan. Dad, I'm not going in. Jordan was stunned and called him, but he was not allowed in. Nonsense, this banquet invites all the heads of households or leaders at all levels, what qualifications do you have? Xiao Yan glared at Jordan and said. Jordan suddenly became a little unhappy. Don't let me in, why do you call me here? I'll be sunburned to death. Listening to Jordan's words, Xiao Yan really wanted to give him 2 kicks. There are so many people waiting outside. Could it be that these are all fools? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It is always good for the development of our company to make more friends, but it is a pity that Jordan will eat, drink, and have fun, regardless of other things. Remember, if I can't see you when I come out, I will cut off your pocket money for half a year. Xiao Yan threatened Jordan. He was really afraid that Jordan would run back if he was unhappy. Hearing that half a year's pocket money was cut off, Jordan shuddered in fright and nodded again and again. I'm not leaving, I'll stay here. Xiao Yan walked into the hotel with confidence. Jordan and Delia could only bask in the sun at the door. At this time, David and Sonya also arrived. Wait for me here, I'll make arrangements, and we'll sneak in through the back door in a while. After getting off the car, Sonya said to David. David nodded. Sonya went to arrange it, while David stood there a little bored. These people came from the upper class, and David didn't know any of them, so he could only play with his mobile phone in a boring way. The sharp-eyed Delia saw David at a glance. Seeing that David was unattended and playing with her mobile phone, Delia sneered. Suddenly, Brother Lei, isn't that David? Is he worthy of attending the banquet? Delia whispered to Jordan. Chapter 43. Jordan looked at it and saw that it was David. A cold light flashed in his eyes and walked over. Seeing this, Delia hurriedly followed, staring at David with resentment in her eyes. Delia still remembers the scene in the mall just now. David, are you even worthy of coming here? Do you know what kind of people are here? Jordan looked at David with an air of arrogance. When you wear new clothes, you think you are high class. David gave Jordan a cold look, but did not take care of him. David, what about the frenzied appearance in the mall? What about your beautiful Miss Sue, why didn't she take you in? Can't she even get in by herself? Bah! Delia spat fiercely again. David took a sip. This time Jordan was there. She couldn't believe it and dared to let her wipe it off. David's face was slightly cold. Remember, I will make you lick it off like a dog in a while. Ha ha ha, bah! Delia laughed and spit again. Who do you think you are? And let me lick it off for you. Aren't you a prisoner of labor reform? What's amazing? Everyone, take a look. A labor prisoner even dressed like a dog and wanted to go to a banquet, and he didn't take a piss to take care of himself. Delia shouted, attracting many people to watch. David looked indifferent, quietly watching Delia's hard-working performance. Jordan, who is this person? Look at the face. At this time, a young man of the same age as Jordan asked. You must know that the people who come here are all people with heads and faces in Horendel, or family members, who know or have met each other. But looking at David's face, he didn't look like someone from the upper-class circle, so someone asked Jordan curiously. He is my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. He was my girlfriend's licking dog for 3 years, and he didn't even pull his hand. Later, I got him into prison and served 3 years in prison. It was just 2 days ago. Jordan explained with a sneer. Jordan said this, and the people around him cast contempt at David. People with noble status like them disdained to stand with David, a prisoner of reform through labor. Everyone avoided David far away, whispering and sarcastic, but David looked indifferent, as if he hadn't heard it. David, you have a thick skin in the prison. You are already like this. Do you still have the face to stay here? Seeing that David didn't seem to care, Delia said with a cold expression. David. At this moment, Sonya had already made arrangements and walked over. When she saw Delia and Jordan, she frowned. What are you two doing here? Of course we are here for the banquet. Delia said proudly. With Jordan by her side, she doesn't need to be afraid of Sonya. PFF'd, Sonya laughed when she heard it. Why don't you go in at the banquet? Is there no invitation, so you won't be allowed in at all? Delia opened her mouth, but didn't say anything, because they really couldn't get in without an invitation. Seeing Delia's deflated appearance, Sonya raised the corner of her mouth slightly, took David's hand and said, "Come on, let's go in." Seeing that Sonya and David were going in, Delia was taken aback. Do you have invitations? I won't tell you, Sonya said with a proud smile. Delia was about to die of anger, but when she saw Sonya and David walking towards the back door, she immediately reacted. Brother Lay, they are planning to sneak in from the back, and they have no invitations. Jordan also found out, and hurriedly stepped forward to stop David and Sonya. You two don't have invitations, how can you sneak in through the back door? I want to report you. Jordan, are you a slacker? This regal hotel belongs to our family. I can enter wherever I like. I jump in from the window, can you control it? Sonya glanced at Jordan and said with a look of evil. Jordan was suddenly choked and had nothing to say. You guys take good care of the two of them. If they dare to enter through the back door, call me out. Sonya told several security guards. Got it, miss. Several security guards directly stared at Delia and Jordan. Sonya dragged David into the hotel through the back door, and looking at the backs of the two, Jordan and Delia stomped their feet angrily. Chapter 44. After David entered the hotel, he sent a message to Lin Tianyu, asking Lin Tianyu to drive Xiaoyan away. He didn't want to sit and eat with the Xiao family, and he didn't want the Xiao family to know too much about his identity. Let's see how long Jordan and Delia can jump. Inside the hotel, everyone surrounded Ji Wenchen with respect, and some people knew that Ji Wenchen likes to collect antiques, so they searched everywhere and then came to give it to Ji Wenchen. Beside Ji Wenchen, a burly middle-aged man with a grim face is always vigilant. This person is Ji Wenchen's personal bodyguard Tang Long, who once retired from the Dragon Squadron and once Ji Wenchen was still in power. At that time, he would protect himself closely. Now that Ji Wenchen has retreated, Tang Long has also retreated, protecting Ji Wenchen's safety all the time. As long as Ji Wenchen attends public occasions, he will always take Tang Long by his side to protect his own safety. Everyone, I am entertaining you today. One is not to receive gifts, and the other is not to talk about things. I just want to introduce a new friend to you. You don't have to be too cautious. Ji Wenchen waved his hand to make everyone quiet, and then said loudly. In fact, many people have heard about it for a long time, but now that Ji Wenchen said it again, everyone couldn't help but be surprised. They didn't know what kind of terrifying background the person introduced by Ji Wenchen would have. Not so much fanfare. Why hasn't Mr. Chen come yet? Ji Wenchen looked at the time and asked Lin Tianyu beside him. Maybe soon. Lin Tianyu didn't know why David hadn't arrived yet, but he said it well yesterday. As soon as Lin Tianyu finished speaking, the phone rang. Seeing that it was David's message, Lin Tianyu gave Ji Wenchen a look at the message. Ji Wenchen looked at the message and nodded slightly. No wonder Mr. Chen hasn't shown up yet, so that's what happened, I didn't think it through. After Ji Wenchen finished speaking, he glanced at Xiaoyan who was not far away. At this time, Xiaoyan was also waiting for the young man Ji Wenchen said to appear. The person who could be so important to Ji Wenchen was definitely not an ordinary person. If they can cling to such a person, the Xiao family might be able to surpass the Su family. Just as Xiaoyan was thinking, Ji Wenchen looked at him and said, Boss Xiao. Ji, when Xiaoyan heard this, he hurriedly stepped forward. What is Gu's order? Today's banquet, you are not suitable to attend, go back. In front of everyone, Ji Wenchen directly ordered Xiaoyan to evict him. When Xiaoyan heard this, he was stunned and looked at Ji Wenchen in disbelief. Ancient, I. But Ji Wenchen didn't wait for Xiaoyan to finish speaking, he directly waved his hand, see off the guest. Seeing this, Xiao Yan was very surprised, but he couldn't stay here any longer, so he could only helplessly turn around and leave. This time, everyone speculated that the Xiao family had offended Gu. At this time, Sonya had sneaked in with David, and the two of them were watching secretly in a corner. Let's hide first, the banquet will start in a while, and we are going out, so that it will not be easy to be discovered. Sonya sneaked her head out and looked at it and said, "Why do you hide? Since you're in, it would be nice to go out generously." After David finished speaking, he went straight out. Sonya was startled and hurried forward to pull David, but she didn't hold back. Coming. After seeing David, Lin Tianyu said happily. Gu Wenchen raised his eyes and saw David coming, his expression suddenly brightened, and he quickly walked towards David. At this time, Reuben, who was in the crowd, saw David appear, and Gu Wenchen walked towards David, and suddenly broke out in a cold sweat. This was what he asked Sonya to sneak into David. If Gu Wenchen knew about it now, would it still be worth it? Chapter 45. Reuben quickly walked to the front, winked desperately at David, told David to leave quickly, and then stopped Gu Wenchen. "Gu, this person is a waiter in our hotel, he should go the wrong way, come here." Sonya had already caught up with David at this time, dragged David and left, and said, "How do you work? Don't look at the road, come here." "Wait a minute." Gu Wenchen called out to Sonya directly. Sonya stopped, and then let go of David in her hands. Gu, it was my poor arrangement that let the servants break in, and I will give Gu an explanation later. Quote. Reuben broke out in a cold sweat, for fear that Gu Wenchen would be angry. Gu Wenchen was stunned. "You said that Mr. Chen is a servant of your family." "Yeah." Reuben nodded, but was quickly taken aback. "Chen, Mr. Chen." Reuben didn't understand, how did Gu Wenchen know that David's surname was Chen? "Why do you still call Mr.? "Yes, my banquet this time is mainly to invite Mr. Chen, you are just to accompany." Gu Wenchen nodded. This time, Reuben and Sonya were a little stunned and couldn't figure out what was going on. "Ancient, hope I'm not too late." David took 2 steps forward and smiled slightly. "Mr. Chen came at the right time, I don't know this is." Gu Wenchen pointed at Sonya behind David and asked. "Ancient, this is the little girl, she is friends with Mr. Chen." Reuben is indeed an old man who has been in the mall for a long time, and he reacted immediately. When Gu Wenchen heard this, he immediately laughed. Heroes and beautiful women are the perfect match in the world. After Gu Wenchen said this, the others praised David and Sonya one after another. Sonya blushed so brightly that she didn't dare to look up. "Mr. Chen, please take your seat, I've been waiting for you for a long time." Lin Tianyu stepped forward and followed David in a gesture of invitation. David was also not polite, and walked straight to the main seat. A group of people swarmed around David. Although they didn't know who David was, what they could know was that David would definitely be a powerful person in Horendel in the future. Figure. Gu Wenchen and Lin Tianyu are both such respectful people, and they are also the son-in-law of the richest man, the Su family. Who would dare to offend such a person? Reuben and Sonya looked at each other and followed. After David was seated, Gu Wenchen sat beside David, while the other side was empty, no one dared to do it. "Miss Su, this place is reserved for you, you two should sit together." Gu Wenchen waved after Sonya with a smile on his face. Sonya blushed and sat beside David shyly. Sonya's next position was Reuben. Originally, it was supposed to be for Lin Tianyu, but now if David and Sonya are boyfriend and girlfriend, then Reuben is David's. Old man, Lin Tianyu dare not sit on top of Reuben. After everyone was seated, Gu Wenchen picked up a glass of wine and said to David, "Mr. Chen, this first glass of wine, I will be the first to salute you." Gu Wenchen knew very well that after he had toasted the first cup of wine, he would not need to take care of the rest of the matter. None of the people sitting here would know what to do. Old polite. David picked up the glass and drank it lightly. Just when David put down his wine glass, Gu Wenchen was suddenly stunned, because he saw that David's brand new suit was actually spat on. "Mr. Chen, your clothes are." Gu Wenchen pointed at the spittle on David's clothes and asked. "This is when I was outside and was spat twice by someone with no quality." David said lightly. "Who is so bold to spit Mr. Chen?" Gu Wenchen's face was angry, his eyes swept to everyone present. You must know that those people outside are sitting on the family members brought by these people, so Gu Wenchen will look at the people present. At this time, everyone's heart suddenly bulged, and their hearts continued to bless, hoping that it wasn't their own family who did it.
Please subscribe to follow the next more exciting chapters.